When looking at a question like how do I get over shame or how do I get over guilt, the question is a bit problematic because it follows the classic contamination pattern. So an example most people will recognize is, let's say I'm feeling contaminated, then I start washing my hands to get rid of the contaminated feeling. The hand washing is then obviously a compulsion, and it would be more useful to cut out the compulsion. If we try to get rid of shame or try to get rid of guilt, it follows the same pattern. So we experience a feeling we don't like and we start doing all kinds of compulsions to fix it, to clean it, or to get rid of it. And the compulsions might not be as obvious as the hand washing, but they have the same effect. We will only experience more shame and more guilt. The brain will only start throwing up those feelings more. So what would be more useful is to identify the actions you'd be doing if you didn't feel ashamed, if you didn't feel guilty, if the feeling wasn't there. Which actions would you then do that you aren't doing right now? And it'll be about practicing those actions whilst the feelings of shame and guilt can be there. What will be good to keep in mind is that the brain has learned that we can't do those activities because we're feeling ashamed or because we're feeling guilty. So when we then do start practicing them and start cutting out compulsions around them, the brain is going to try to protect us. It'll try to get us back to the safe space, to kind of that cage we build around us. So it's probably going to throw up more of those feelings just to try to get us back to the old ways, try to get us back to doing compulsions. That'll be a great opportunity to welcome those feelings and to learn how to have them. It'll be a great opportunity to learn that we don't have to fix and control those feelings. They can come and go just like any other feeling can. And the shame and guilt can actually point us towards some of our values, point us towards some of the things we care about. Let's say we're feeling guilty for hurting someone in the past. We can see that we really care about people, and that can point us towards some of the actions we might start to explore. In this case, it would be caring for others, supporting others, or it could also just be being with others, spending time with others. We don't have to immediately put a lot of pressure on ourselves to get it right. We don't have to be perfectly kind or perfectly caring. We can keep it quite simple and start with just being with others, spending time with others. The brain will love for us to try and fix that thing in the past. We might have hurt someone in the past, and the brain would love for us to go and fix that, do something about that. If we, however, engage with that, the brain is only going to bring up more stuff from the past and try to get us to fix and control more stuff. We'll end up doing a lot of compulsions. So it'll be useful to express that care right now, in the present moment. If we're with people, it'll be about being with them. If we're only with ourselves, we can care for ourselves. Another thing that will be a great support is being unreasonably kind to ourselves. These are difficult feelings we're experiencing. The brain is trying to convince us that something is wrong with us, so supporting yourself will be key. And I say unreasonably kind because when we're feeling very ashamed, when we're feeling very guilty, we might feel like the worst person in the world, and we probably won't be feeling very deserving of kindness. So we need to practice giving it to ourselves anyway. We don't have to feel like being kind to ourselves. We just start practicing doing that. It's kind of like stealing happiness. And I say stealing because it might feel like we're committing a crime, like we don't deserve this, but we do it anyway. We steal it. And the happiness is caring for ourselves, but the happiness is also connecting with others, doing the stuff we care about. So steal happiness, be kind to yourself, and start doing those things you might have been avoiding because of shame and guilt.